I broke it. I mean, I fixed it, but I broke it, then I fixed it. It's fixed now, but it was broken. I did break it before. Just roll the... Roll the... Roll the fuck...
Well, I'm not an expert. I'm not an authority.
And we're back! Huh? Good stuff. Everything worked. There's actually a whole hardtail over there in the corner I don't want to dig out because I'm lazy, but like we're just surrounded by fun bikes. Yay! If you'll allow me, I wanted to take a second and kind of talk about where I think we're going from here. Where I find myself, where we find ourselves, and where I'd like ourselves and myself to go from here. We broke this, we fixed this, and here we are with it fixed and whatever else. But I want to talk about a couple of things, having ridden this for a little bit, and having ridden this for a little bit, and having some things to compare and contrast with. I'd like to do a little of that. Talk about some of the stuff on this that I feel now I have a better handle on, and maybe some stuff I'd like to improve. So, let's get into it! Huh? Okie dokie, so things on yonder purple bike that I really enjoy. I really like the suspension layout. I like the way it works. I like the high pivot, that feels cool riding along. I like the pull link, I like how it keeps everything kind of nice down and low and tucked in there and whatever else. I like the steep seat tube, like it's a really steep seat tube. I like that a lot. I like almost all of the geometry. You know, the head tube angle is nice. I like this shorter, it's kind of got a shorter stay on it right now. It's a 435 mil stay. I like that. I like the steep seat tube. I like the kind of tall head tube. I like the big bars. I like whatever else. I like a lot of it. I love the little short travel fork is really nice. I like the little short travel in the rear. Like the coil shock. Love the paint. Like the seat. You know what I mean? I love all the things. I like the bits. I like the contact points. It's comfy to ride. It's nice. It's heavy, but it doesn't act like a big heavy bike. I mean, it does. Whatever. Who cares? That being said, there are a few things I would like to improve. I've learned some things. The first time when we were doing this together, I think you guys would admit that, like, clueless is about as close to a word as you can come to describing what I was doing, and I really had I'd never ridden a full suspension bike with any seriousness before, no idea what I was doing. I still don't know what I'm doing, but I at least have an idea of what I've done, if that makes any sense. So I kind of know what I like about this and what I'd like to improve. So, that being the case, and building bikes being the fucking point, what do you want to change? What would you make better about this one? I would like to make it a little shorter. It's got a lot of reach on it. It's 540 millimeters of reach. It's a lot. And I find that I didn't think it was too long until I started riding one that was a little bit shorter. And I find that this time, if I on this one, because it is so long, If I'm trying to weight the fork, I end up losing the back, and if I'm trying to be out the back door in steep stuff and whatever, I risk washing the fork out. I actually just made the bike a little too big. Okay, can fix that. I want to shorten it up a little bit. I said I like the suspension design a lot. I don't love that now all of my arms are this long because they're kind of they're a big twisty lever. So I would like to be able to shrink this whole thing. That's the universal sign for shrinking. Shrink this whole thing down a little bit and make it fit a little tighter up in here so stuff's just not hanging out like a dick on a fish all over the place. I'd like to just sort of in the small in that whole deal if we could do that. I would like to also if we could have it in such a way. I love this design because in reality all of the magic happens right here in the link. Your travel, your progressivity, all of your everything happens in the link here. So if you guys might remember when I started designing this, my idea was if I wanted to make changes, it wouldn't be too hard to do. Well, it turns out that making one of those is kind of a pain in the ass and it's time consuming and I don't like it. So I'd like to make those a little bit easier, faster to both make different ones of, to try different things, and make them a little easier to change out so you could do different stuff if you felt like it. I want to steepen up the head tube a little tiny bit, make it a little bit shorter. I want to shorten my seat post a little bit. Seat tube, excuse me. My seat tube. Why the fuck do I... Oh, let's do that! Shorten that seat tube a little bit so that I can get a little more standover at some point if we want to. I've got a plan. We'll talk more about it. What I'm hoping is going to happen here is rather than me being so overwhelmed with trying to make the first one of these, not knowing what it's going to do, not knowing what I'm doing, not knowing my process, not knowing whatever, I've got so many more plans in place to make it a whole lot something. I almost forgot to mention, it's crooked as fuck. Like, it's really twisty. I don't know, I can't illustrate that to you in a good way. I don't think I can show you that effectively.
Do you see?
But the link is all cattywampus.
Do you see?
To this, the main pivot location, or the link pivot location is crooked.
Do you see?
This is crooked. The fucking bottom bracket's crooked. It's all squint all over the place.
Do you see?
The whole thing's all fucked up. So, I would like to straighten some shit out, smallen some shit up, just sort of improve a little bit, you know. There's our first one. We knew the first one wasn't going to be anything fantastic, so let's make it fucking better. That being said, let's make it better. Already being said, here's a clue as to where we're at there. So let your fucking imagination just run wild, and I'll catch up with you guys real soon, and we'll be on this thing here. Fuck. Yes.
That also means we get to repaint something.